In a world where silence prevails, fear often finds a way to creep in. Imagine this: a small town, so quiet it's almost as if the very air holds its breath. The silence here isn't peaceful, it's eerie, unnatural, and it claws at your senses, whispering tales of the unknown. Our protagonist, a young woman, steps into this uncanny quiet, a newcomer to the town. As she settled in, the unsettling quietness of the town started to feel more like a shroud of impending doom. With each passing day, the silence grew more menacing, more haunting. Our protagonist, a newcomer to the town, began to sense an eerie shift in her surroundings. The once familiar objects in her home began to exhibit a life of their own. The old rocking chair would sway without a breeze, the antique clock would chime at odd hours, and her books would fall off the shelves without any provocation. In the stillness of the night, she could hear whispers, whispers that were not her own. A soft, unintelligible murmur that would dance around the corners of her room, fade away, only to return again. It was as if the silence itself was speaking to her, trying to communicate something she could not comprehend. And then there was that feeling, that unsettling feeling of being watched. It was as if 1,000 invisible eyes were on her, scrutinizing her every move, every moment. She could no longer ignore the dread that had been creeping up on her. Something was terribly wrong. Then came the night that revealed the horrifying secret of the town. The once comforting darkness of the night was shattered by a bone-chilling revelation. Our protagonist, who had been blissfully ignorant until now, found herself in the midst of a terrifying truth that had been lurking in the shadows. The town, which she had called home, was more than just a quaint settlement. It was a playground for the supernatural, a haven for entities not of our realm. It was a dance floor for phantom figures, their eerie whispers cutting through the silence, their chilling presence sending shivers down your spine. As the moon hung high, she found herself face to face with these apparitions. Each encounter was more terrifying than the last, each phantom a grotesque reminder of the town's haunted history. The spirits reveled in the darkness, their unearthly cries echoing through the deserted streets, their icy touch a horrifying testament to their existence. But it was not just the confrontation with these entities that was terrifying, it was the slow unraveling of the town's past. The town had a history, a dark, haunting history, a history that was now coming to life, one terrifying entity at a time. The shadows of the town's past were seeping into the present, turning the quiet town into a living nightmare. Surviving the night was one thing, escaping the town was another. With the break of dawn, she knew she had to escape the haunted town. The night had been a cacophony of chilling screams and haunting whispers, a symphony of terror that pushed her to the edge of sanity. As the first rays of sunlight pierced the dark horizon, she mustered the courage to face her fears. Her heart pounded like a war drum as she navigated through the deserted streets, the shadows of the supernatural entities dancing on the crumbling walls around her. Each step she took was a battle, a defiant stand against the malevolent forces that sought to claim her. She could feel their icy presence closing in, their spectral hands reaching out to her from the abyss. But she was resolute. She would not be their prisoner. With a final burst of energy, she broke free from their grasp, sprinting towards the town's boundary. As she left the town behind, the eerie silence was replaced with the comforting sounds of life. But the haunting memories of the town would echo in her mind forever. In the face of the supernatural, the silence of the town was not a blessing, but a curse. A shiver-inducing tale unfolded, painting a chilling portrait of a town plagued by eerie quietude, a protagonist living through nightmarish encounters, and her daring getaway. We witnessed the ghostly dance between silence and fear, a dance that left a haunting echo in our minds. The protagonist's escape was not just from the town, but also from the silence that bred terror. Remember, when silence prevails, fear often finds a way to creep in.